Hey guys, Chicago injury lawyer Scott DeSalvo here, and in today's video I am talking about the topic of how long do I have to sue the CTA, the Chicago Transit Authority. Now this also applies for Pace Bus. It also applies for, whether you call them the CTA or whether you call them Chicago Transit Authority or whatever you call them, they're Chicago's transit, city-run transit system that runs all the buses and trains and shuttles in Chicago. Now, what does this cover? This covers train accidents. If you're hurt on the train, it covers a bus accident. If you're a passenger on the bus, it covers if you're driving and a CTA bus runs into you. So any kind of situation on the CTA, it is covered by this video. So what do you have to know if you got hurt by the CTA or while riding the CTA? Well, the first thing you need to know is that there is a 1-year deadline to file your case or have your case settled against the CTA. 1-year deadline, okay? Now, in most cases, like a car accident or a fall down or something of that nature, it's 2 years in the state of Illinois, but the CTA gets special protection. So the deadline against the CTA is not 2 years. You only have 1 year, and that's why I tell people if you got hurt, you should talk to a lawyer immediately in a CTA case, because you've only got a short amount of time, and lawyers like time to investigate the case before the deadline. They don't want to just sign up the case and file a lawsuit. They need to investigate it to make sure they have all the defendants in the case and they know enough about the case to actually file a lawsuit on it. So talk to a lawyer right away if you got hurt on the CTA. You can always call me, 312-500-4500. I give free consultations. So 312-500-4500. Anyway, what's the next thing you need to know? The next thing you need to know is that the CTA rarely settles cases these days. You need to have a slam dunk monster case. Actually, major cases they don't even settle. They tend to litigate them. So even if your case is slam dunk, caught on video, it's not going to matter. The CTA is probably going to make you file a lawsuit. You can occasionally settle a small case with small injuries and slam dunk liability against the CTA, but they really don't settle much of anything these days. So it is almost certain that the case is going to have to go into suit. A lawsuit's going to have to get filed. Now, I settle somewhere in the 80% of cases in my office before I even file a lawsuit. So or maybe in the 70s, I don't know. It's a very high percentage of my cases, which is why I make efforts to settle the cases early on before I file a lawsuit, because my clients get their money faster and they get to move on with their life. But with the CTA, we're going to have to work the case up and take it to court, which is another reason why having a lawyer is a really good idea. You probably don't want to go to court without a lawyer. The third thing you need to know about the CTA is there are video cameras everywhere. So on a typical train or CTA bus, they have cameras that face front, face backwards on the outside of the bus. They have cameras that, I guess I should have taken an allergy pill this morning. Pardon me. What you need to know is that inside the bus, they have cameras facing, back, forward, on the driver, on the front doors, everywhere. There's cameras everywhere. That would sound like a good thing, right? It would sound like, okay, cool, well, if I fall or if there's a crash, we'll have plenty of video. Well, there's a lot of things about those videos that are a challenge. First, in my experience, the CTA tends to lose a lot of the video, or it's corrupted, or their equipment doesn't work. I don't know if it's a coincidence, but it seems like the CTA loses a lot of video on cases that I suspect are very strong for the injured person. They can't find the video, and then they are always able to find the video if it looks bad for the injured person. That's just certainly seems like a strange coincidence. I mean, we do live in the city of Chicago, so I will leave it to you whether it's a conspiracy or whether it's just a completely innocent coincidence. Leave that to my dear viewers. The other thing is, even when they turn over video, the bus can be in a major crash. And since the cameras are in a fixed position, if the bus shakes, so does the camera. So the camera doesn't really show how violent the impact was. And the CTA loves that when there's video. They say, look at the video, it doesn't even show a major crash. Well, they know darn well that the camera isn't really showing the full impact, right? They know it, but they argue it anyway, and some people go along with it. So anyway, those are, probably the three things you need to know about CTA cases. It used to be that they would settle cases. These days, it's usually a fight. But if you have been hurt, or you or a loved one has been hurt on the CTA, needs to talk to a lawyer, I'm available 24/7, 365. You can call me anytime, day or night, for free. The number is 312-500-4500. That's 312-500-4500. Happy to talk to you, happy to answer your questions, happy to represent you if you need a lawyer. And I've got a bunch of good tools on my website if you're not ready to talk to a lawyer. There's tools on my website down below in the description area under the video, and it's my case cash calculator. It's basically like a 15-second little calculator. You just answer a couple of questions, 15 seconds or less, you get an idea of what your case might be worth. Real easy. That's completely free on my website, link in the description. I also have the good case calculator. It basically tells you in like 12 seconds flat whether you have a good case or not, or whether you might have a case with some challenges. So check those out. If you would not mind giving me a 5-star review on Google, I would really appreciate it. It's a very competitive market in Chicago, and reviews make a big difference to people. So I'll leave the link down below. You just cut and paste the link into your web browser. It takes you right to the review page. Hit 5 stars, say a kind word, hit submit, and in 5 seconds, you've really helped me out, and I really appreciate it. So I hope the information in the video helped you. Please like the video and subscribe if you'd like to know when I release a new video. I release videos 2 or 3 times a week on injury law topics. If you have a question that you'd like me to answer in a video, please go ahead and leave it in the description, or you can email it to me at service@desalvolaw.com, and I'll answer it in a video for you. So hope you have a beautiful day. Take care.